What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sho back with another video, and today we're trying to be the top in the dojo. I'm not gonna lie, I want to talk about World Tour mode from Street Fighter 6, and this is the only mode I've really played in depth. I've played about like a good 20 some hours in it. You'll see like a lot of beginner footage and stuff, and I really want to talk about the mode as just itself. It's a self-contained thing, and just like the game in general in terms of like what I've played so far and what I can see. Trying to give you guys a reference for this mode, since this is like the new attraction. This is like the new thing people are looking for. And of course, if you don't know what game I'm talking about World Tour for Street Fighter 6. Now, I've not really been a big fan of Street Fighter throughout these years. I didn't play 5, which I know was out for a really long time. I played some of the older ones, like just in general, like I might get them on the emulator or something, or I might just play them somewhere, you know. So in some fashion, I've played some of the older games. I've probably been more of a Mortal Kombat fan. I like the gore and stuff in there. I thought it was really cool. Both series represent something different. As I really used to love Tekken back in the day. Like I played the Tekken Tag Tournament, Tekken 5, 4. You know, I played all of those Tekkens. And, you know, as of late, I really haven't been into many fighting games. Obviously, I've been into like the anime ones because I'm a really big anime fan. So I've been into like the Ninja Storms and the Fighters. A little bit of Guilty Gear. I've been to anime games like that. You know, a lot of art system works. And that makes sense, man. I've slowed down a lot on gaming. A lot of times when you play like fighting games like that, it's based around competitive play. Not necessarily that you want to be competitive, but you know, that's like the top. That's the top for where you get into. You know, I'm really an RPG fan where you can get strong enough to be the strongest thing in the entire world. I only bring that up to say this. I think the Street Fighter 6 game is probably going to be like my favorite fighting game, maybe of all time. It's a little too early to say that, obviously, a lot earlier than I would like to say. Like I'm saying, as a casual gamer, I've played a lot of like these fighting games over time. You know, I played fighters. I played like the Mortal Kombat when they had character creation. I bet you forgot about that. I bet you didn't even know Mortal Kombat had character creation back in the day. Yeah, they did. They had character creation where you can write your own little story and stuff in there. I've played through that. I played through a lot of these games that want to try a lot of these different mechanics. So creating character in that game is not really new. Even in the NBA Ballers franchise, which isn't a fighting game, they had a similar mode to World Tour. Basically, you would go around and you would play in these basketball matches and stuff, and that was like for PS2. So this mode is not nothing new. It's just sort of something that I feel like they've really genius about this whole thing. Like, this is genius. For me, I've been longing for a game like Ballers for a long time. Like a game you can actually take your character and go around and do events around the city. It may not be nothing in depth. I'm not asking for a Final Fantasy type story here, which this is not. If you're looking for World Tour, it's like a nice little story mode. It is a story mode, don't get me wrong, but it's more to the fact that it's just like a lot of like beat 'em up type fun more than anything. It's not like the best story. I mean, obviously Street Fighter has decent stories in their games, but in terms of like I said, this is not a high caliber story. You know, it's fun. It's a very fun story. I think the character customization is where this game really shines, simply because if you look at it, you can make all types of characters. It's a running joke right now is that Street Fighter is the only game where you can have One Piece like characters in the game. There's been a lot of crazy creations that people have created, and then for me personally, I've been having a ton of fun just playing World Tour. I will be doing like arcade and all that stuff. I always do. I always play those types of modes, but this mode in general is just like a side mode that's really, I don't want to say deep or expansive. It's kind of repetitive, but for some reason it's fun. Like, my goal is to literally be the strongest, and you basically go around, you learn from masters who will teach you certain moves, and you basically use their fighting styles, and it can help level up their styles, and that's how you basically get new moves from them. And you know, you meet them about the story. There's different like locations and specific events you have to do to unlock them, but it seems like the story is pretty much gonna let you unlock all of them, so you don't have to worry about that. It was cool to see, man. I've always loved Ryu. Is my favorite character on Smash. I love just taking like a fighting game character and like fighting people with that, you know. And I'm really curious to see what kind of DLC we'll get in terms of like the fighter pass, because I know there's a lot of Street Fighter characters out there that I would really love to play with. They have a good roster, man. A lot of these characters look cool. It makes me want to kind of go back and play Street Fighter 5 a lot more, but at the same time, I kind of realized that it wouldn't be in the same caliber as this game. A lot of people didn't like 5 as much, and I can see why 6 is like kind of turning heads right now, because 6 is basically like a master class of what you would want a Street Fighter game to be like. I mean, it has a mode where it focuses on a lot of single player. A lot of these games are basically meant to be, hey, play this game, learn how to play this, so you can actually try to go out for Evo. You know, that's basically what a lot of these games have turned into. I really like that they're including like a base story mode, which would be like the arcade and everything, and then you have this like kind of expansive, not really expensive mode called the World Tour. Speaking about the World Tour, they have like this big metro city, which is basically like the main hub area, and you'll have all these little areas you can go, just like different parts of the map. It's not like the greatest representation. I only say that because, you know, obviously it's not like the best thing when it comes to different worlds and different zones. Basically, World Tour means you'll go to like Italy or something like that, and it's like a little small zone. There's nothing wrong with that though. Like I said, this is something that's really unprecedented. Like, Mortal Kombat had stuff where you can actually go into like Shaolin monks and stuff, and Deception. Deception was cool. I believe it's Deception where you actually get to make your character, and I think that's really cool, just due to some fact that games are trying to innovate now. I think that the formula for games have been getting stale. I think Street Fighter is on the right path. I think World Tour is a great addition to Street Fighter as a whole. There's not really much I can say about World Tour, simply because it's not the most in-depth thing. You meet people on the street, you fight, you do missions. That's it. But it makes a lot of a difference. It makes a lot of difference. One thing I want to do, I want to start hosting like community matches and stuff. Like, I'm gonna start doing community tournaments with the channel. Hopefully this video will get enough buzz. I'll be doing a lot of actually Street Fighter content, if I'm being honest. I'll be doing a lot. So, I'm ready to kind of do this World Tour thing and kind of go from there, and then maybe like play arcade on stream or something. And really just kind of deep dive into the game. I really want to host like tournaments. I want to go fight some subscribers. I really think this game is just going to pave the way for a lot more of, for me personally, a lot more of just like playing against friends, because Storm being as old as it is, I don't really do that. I don't use that anymore to like kind of have these little 1v1s with friends. You know, Street Fighter looks like the game where I'm going to be kind of proud to be good at. You know what I'm saying? I'm really going to want to get good at that game and learn as much as I can learn, have a main, and really just get good. The last game that for me I really wanted to get good was Fighters, and you know, so that's such a old game at this point. If you're looking at this video to try to see if you want to spend your money on Street Fighter, definitely, it's a buy. I was a little skeptical, me being a casual fan and not really knowing whether it's gonna be the World Tour mode is gonna be at least long enough to carry out my money. I think it definitely is. You know what I'm saying? I think I've stretched out hours from fighting everybody. I really like the fighting. I really like how you pop up and you fight. Honestly, if this wasn't on PS5, I don't even know if I would like it as much. I probably would, but the load times being so quick make it absolutely amazing. Like, you just get into a fight, you load, it's so much faster than it should be. I haven't had no glitches, no issues. It's just a really polished game from my end. So would you spend $60 on it? Absolutely, I would do it again. Thanks for watching, guys. So like, subscribe. I really love this World Tour mode. If you really want me to go in depth about every mode in the game, in terms of like, I really couldn't say much about World Tour because, like I said, it's not that in deep, but there's a lot of things to behold. There's a lot of little places you can go to, a lot of little mystery I want to say for you guys to actually go play it. But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next video.